Hey everyone, we're out here in Middleton today, and we're on this property that we've done a few videos on before. I talked to you about an old well on this property that we were hoping to get a pump company to get going for us and check it out. And today's that day. You can see the pump truck here behind me, and I wanted to actually walk you over here and show you what we found, what the next steps are going to be, and see what we can find. So, all right, so let's go ahead and take a walk over and we'll show you what's going on. So we're over here now by the pump truck and the well, and we've got their generator running and their pump truck's running, so we got a little bit of noise here in the background, but I'm hoping you can still hear me here. But I'm going to walk you around here. We're actually going to show you kind of what's going on. So what you're seeing in front of us is this is the pipe that was pulled out of this well that we had here. And currently right now what they're doing, and I'll walk you back through this, but this is, you can see the water pumping out of the well that's right here. And so they're testing this right now to make sure this with a actual test pump to make sure that the static level doesn't draw down too far in the well. So I'll go back into that in a minute, but I just want to walk over here and kind of see what's going on, and then I'll give you a little story back here a little farther away so you can hear me a little bit better. So what we found out, this is we're looking here at this is the pipe that they pulled out of the well. It's a 2-inch galvanized pipe. So when they came over here and they first looked at this is actually the pump that was down in the well. So what they did was they came out and looked at, when they first got here, they pulled up on the well and saw that this was galvanized, and we put a tape down in the well and determined that the water level was at about 70 feet. And then they dropped a tape down in there that was all the way down to the bottom and down to 170 feet. So we know the well is 170 feet deep, and you can see this pipe here. It's got a lot of rust on it. You can see all that right here. So this is as you get down to the water level. Once you hit the water level, it gets a lot more rust. So that's the buildup on it's really thick. And you can see this. I mean, see it here. This is almost probably 3/8 of an inch thick. This rust that you're seeing here, right here. So, and then this is the pump where it was screwed on at the bottom. And you can see this is the wire that was wrapped around this pipe all the way up, to the top of the wellhead. So what they did today was that they determined yesterday they were going to come back out and they were going to pull up, or they were going to come out here with their generator, which you can see it's right here. So they got this generator. They had a good wire coming all the way to the top of the wellhead, and what they determined was they were going to go ahead and test the pump with this generator and see if they get it turned on. So what they found was that it wanted to start, it tried to start, and then it stopped. So they don't know for sure if that's the pump yet, because the generator actually had a blown fuse they just found that they fixed now that they're using this test pump. So so what they did today was they pulled all of this pipe out that you're looking at here, took all the couplers apart so you can see the couplers. Actually, the couplers are off this end, but I'll show you later. But there's rust on the other end, and so once they did that, they pulled all that out, and then you can see. I'm going to walk you back over here. So they got it all out of the ground, and then they went back to their shop and grabbed a test pump, and the test pump was lowered down in with this, it looks like 1.25 inch pipe that they have here, and they use their boom on their truck. I'm going to see if I get up here, you guys can see this boom. And there's the boom, and they got the cable that comes off, and they use that. So they use that to lower this. They actually put their test pump on the bottom. They screwed on the bottom of this pipe here, and then they lower that down in piece by piece, 20-foot piece of pipe, until they get it down in. I think they're setting at 100 feet right now. and then they hooked up their generator to this and are pumping this now to get the water level, the static level to pull down, to make sure we got a good source of water coming to the bottom of that well. So that's what they're working on today. So the next steps after this are going to, once they determine that this water is good, then we will look at, they'll probably take that pump back and determine that it's bad or not at the shop, just based on the fact that we don't know if that fuse is bad in the generator. And then what they'll do from there is they will determine if we need a new pump or not. If we need a new pump, they'll order that up and we'll drop that back down in the hole with the new pipe and new wire. Let me walk around here. To give you another look at it from another angle. Now here's the boom, you can go all the way up. So you can see right here, this is the hook that they have, this cool hook that they put on pipe right here, and then this hooks the pipe, and then this will actually hook, it's like a bracket here, and this will pull up, this will strap this on, and this goes all the way up from there with the cable. So the plan moving forward is just let this run for a while, and then we'll determine if we need what the status is of the well, and then we'll go from there as far as getting a new pump in. All right, so one thing that I didn't mention was once they pulled out the original pipe that was in the well, what they did was they dropped a camera down to the bottom. So what they were able to do then is make sure there's nothing in the bottom of the well that shouldn't have been there. And they were also able to see the perforations that were in the side of the liner that goes all the way down the well. And why we like to see those perforations, we're able to tell possibly where the water would come in at. On this old well like this, we don't have the benefit of having a well log where the well driller said, hey, I hit water at 100 feet, or I hit water at whatever, 125 feet. And so what that tells us is, hey, we got some perforations in there. We have an idea that where the water is coming into the well. So this one we were able to find some at the very bottom. We also had some up off the bottom just a little ways. And the fact that we know that we're pumping 45 gallons a minute or 35 gallons a minute out of this thing, and it's barely drawing it down, we feel like we have a really good flow of water coming in as well. So we're going to continue to pump this for a number of hours just to make sure that is consistent and stays consistent, that the water quality is good. But dropping that camera down the well was great to get an idea of what we actually have on our hands. It helps them to make better recommendations as far as what kind of a pump we should put in there, and make for anything else that their concerns might, or they may be concerned with. So camera in a well is a great idea. So, and they're at this point right now, they're just pumping water. They'll be here for, like I said, a few more hours. We have no idea at this point, and then they'll make a recommendation, and then we'll move on from there. So we'll keep you posted on what ends up happening with it. And thanks for tuning in. It was great talking to you. If you need help building, buying, or selling your home or land, feel free to reach out to us. You can go to our website at realpropertytv.com. Thanks again for tuning in.